show. We have a new bunch of Chinese or foreigners that are doing Chinese propaganda.
Caught a new campaign.
There's a new campaign. It's called, what is it? The
Bridges to... Sorry, let me pull it up.
Yeah, bring it up. Anyway, they're running around Guangdong at the moment.
Bridges Discovery Tour.
Yeah, the Bridges Discovery Tour.
And it's put on by Guangdong Today, GD Today.
Yeah.
And we caught them freaking lying again.
Yeah.
About who they are, but well, you can introduce who's doing it.
So, what's going on is it's once again the usual sort of Chinese propaganda fluff pieces about look how great the high-speed rails are, look how great the subway stations are, look at all the infrastructure that's being built, look how amazing China is. Come back to China now because it's great. And we've got communist leprechauns and we've got beer pats and things like that.
Beer pats.
And what they're doing is they're being followed around. It's pretty much over now. Being followed around by film crews.
Yeah.
And they set up these scenarios where they like walk onto the train.
And pretend like,
oh, look how great this is.
Like
Meanwhile, there's like
cameramen.
8 cameramen all around them, following them around and all this nonsense. And they seem to have actually kind of run out of foreigners. You know.
There's almost none left, so it's kind of the dregs.
Yeah, they have to deal with who they have to deal with.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is a big push now, and we mentioned it last time. The fact of the matter is, they're trying to paint a story that China has healed itself. China's better now, okay? I know people in Shanghai that have been coerced into making videos for their schools, usually, where they're basically saying how great Shanghai is again and how amazing it is and how, COVID was beat and it's great. Come back, all foreigners come back. It's so amazing.
Tofu drag foreigners.
yes. So they're pushing this whole narrative to try and attract people back.
Yeah.
And they're starting again with all of these so-called tourism things. But you have to understand that tourism is not an option right now. To go to China on tourism, you can't really do that. If I wanted to go to China, we couldn't. But let's say I'm a normal person, and I want to go to China tomorrow. Okay, got to book my ticket, right? First of all, the plane ticket is ridiculously expensive. It's like $22,000 or something.
Should I pull one up?
Yeah, pull one up.
While you talk.
So I have to book a plane ticket. Okay. I get my economy flight, which costs more than what a first-class ticket would have usually cost back in the day.
Okay, nearby airports, Philadelphia to Beijing?
Yep. Let's go to Philadelphia to Beijing. Let's see what it is. What about Guangzhou?
Okay,
let's go to Guangzhou. That's where we'd want to go, right?
No, I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, I'm saying...
I'd get murdered.
Yeah, I'm a normal person. What do we got?
Just talk. Well, it'll take a while.
We'll see. The flights are just prohibitively expensive, first of all, to fly there. Once you arrive in China, you then have to quarantine. And the amount of time you have to quarantine keeps changing, but I believe right now it's at least 7 days minimum.
Sure.
You also... Yeah, what do we got?
Prices nonstop, obviously, because you don't want a 48-hour flight.
Yeah, let's not do a 48-hour flight.
There is no nonstop.
Okay,
so one stop. So a 24-hour flight.
Yeah.
Wow, that's long. It's $20,000.
$20,000.
Wow.
Why not buy a new car?
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah. So, I mean, this whole idea, because they're pushing hard. They're pushing hard for this. Again, look at how great Guangdong is and all this stuff. Look at how things are getting better. Fly back. Come on back. Oh, look, let's do more.
If you want like a 3-day flight,
3
days, like in transit, multiple cross, like, what's it called? Connections?
Yeah.
About $9,000.
About $9,000.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of money lying around.
No.
I don't know about you.
No.
And if I had that kind of money lying around, I'd probably, I don't know.
Probably go to Hawaii, which I did recently.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait to go there one day.
And it wasn't $9,000.
No.
It was like a few $100.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like,
anyway, so this whole farce that, come back, and you've seen all these officials put out all this tourist stuff, Have you seen that on Twitter and so on? They're all like, look at the mountains here and look at the rivers here and look at the amazing minorities. Why are they doing this?
Because the propaganda department gets money from different departments in the government.
Yeah.
And when they make China look good through different ways, then they get funding.
Yeah.
It's all through just the government funding. The government has so much money to spend from the 讲好中国故事 campaign or the just in general propaganda campaign of making China look good, tell a good China story. And that budget's going on for ages. There's billions put out.
Yeah.
Right. So they come up with these programs and they try to get funding from their own provinces to do this stuff. Right. And if you hire foreigners, to them, it's more credible. And it's supposed to be you get more money, by the way, if you target a foreign audience for this propaganda. So you get foreigners to target a foreign audience abroad to make China look good. It's not actually about getting people to visit anywhere.
Sure.
But what they can do to scam the locals, they'll show up to some bullshit like AAA, tourist hub where you go cook a chicken under a grass hut.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, this is how it's been for thousands of years. And they just set it up overnight, right? Mm-hmm. Those local people get scammed because they'll be like, oh, this is going to bring in so much tourism. And that's what the propaganda guys will tell them, the locals.
Yes, yeah.
Like, we're going to bring these foreigners in here. All these foreigners are going to fly in. Those, 80-year-old farmers in this area that just set up the grass hut to cook chicken don't understand the visa policies of
they don't
zero
understand.
COVID.
They don't.
Right? So they don't understand that all this is just bullshit, right?
A big part of this as well, and we've got a point to all this, by the way. We're not just putting this out there to say, oh, look, foreigners doing dirty work for the CCP. There's a point to all of this. But they set these things up, and they put these things out on Twitter and so on to deflect away when they're also making mistakes. Because, some of them have crossed the line a little bit with the whole Taiwan blustering thing. Some of them have been being very, very undiplomatic.
Just
screaming vicious crap about the USA, posting all these distasteful cartoons.
Gross, violent stuff, too.
All this nonsense they've been posting. And then when they get told to dial it back a bit, because obviously they have someone who's like, hey, listen, maybe you're crossing the line. Yeah. Then they're like, look at this beautiful scenery of this area. Come to China. It's so welcoming.
It's funny. For example, Communist Leprechaun.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Is that me gold?
What the hell are you?
I'm a leprechaun, me dear.
Here.
He's actually one we've watched rise through the ranks. Mm-hmm. So what happens is someone like this gets shafted the whole time. He watches his brethren in China, the other foreigners, get all these state jobs, or they get to go to Beijing and say, look at this amazing culture, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't get these gigs, right?
No. So he's not up to the task.
He's trying to suck the jiba out of the CCP, but he's not even given an opportunity.
No.
CCP shuts him down, takes away his business, all this kind of stuff. So eventually what they'll use him for is the really vicious roles. Why did Bachelet say that, the Uyghurs it's not actually a genocide? And he does really vicious stuff that most people don't want to touch, right? The average shill is going to want to go be like, I love stinky tofu, He's going to be like, the UN are nothing but scum suckers of the US,
That's what leprechauns do. I mean, also, at the same time, it's because when everybody else is left and they don't have a choice,
that's what I was saying.
They have to choose who's left.
So you get people that need to fill the more vicious roles because they're willing to do anything.
Right.
Basically be a prostitute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
State prostitute for propaganda.
Correct.
Let's not beat around the bush
Sure.
here.
No,
that's kind of what you do when you sell yourself to things that you might not even believe in. Right?
Yeah.
And also because the lack of people to choose from. Like you said, when the shills leave, a lot of shills left, right?
Yeah.
You got the kind of 50, 60, 70-year-old overweight, dudes that stayed around too long in China.
Yeah.
That beer pats.
That's
all you got left.
Yeah, that's all you got.
And a lot of them, weirdly enough, live in Guangdong. So they use them for this. Now, what in our
Now here's the point.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the point now, guys. We're not just sitting here ragging on about rubbish foreigners.
No.
Guangdong Today, this is the outfit that has this branch of the Chinese government that set up this current bridges. What is it? Tour of bridges?
Bridges. Gosh darn it.
What is it called again? It's always has some name.
Guangdong Today Bridges Discovery Tour.
Bridges Discovery Tour, okay, which they've currently set up.
Which is getting 10 views.
No, I know, but that's how it is. But it's not. That's not the reason. No. We wanted to show you their website, their Facebook page, and how many followers do we have?
Guangdong Today,
yes,
which is a very, very small, tiny little news network in China, but is state-run by Xinhua. Right?
Yes,
has 1.65 million likes and 1.66 million followers, which is outlandish.
But you know what? It's rated 5 stars.
Oh, by how many? 10 reviews.
Yeah, 10 reviews.
Out of 1.66 million people, 10 people reviewed it.
Yes.
What does that tell you?
It tells you that it's bullshit.
It's all fake.
This is what the Chinese government does. If you go to a Facebook page like this from the Chinese government, okay, first of all, it's not labeled as Chinese government Facebook. What are you doing? It's literally Guangdong Today, okay? It's literally News Guangdong at Sina.com, news media agency, newsgd.com. This is a Chinese outlet, state outlet, media outlet. Put your label on it, please.
Why did they not put a label on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It has 1.6 million followers. It's run by the Chinese state government.
It has 10 followers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
If you're going to allow those numbers, if Facebook's going to say, you know what, we did a deep dive here.
Yeah.
Sure, certainly a flagging or like some people looking at this, right? 1.6 million followers that came from probably the same IP address or bot farm, right?
Yeah.
There's no interaction on here, and it owns up to being a state-run enterprise on its own media.
Yeah.
Why? Where's the state label, guys?
Yeah, where is it? I mean, look, here's the thing, guys. This is what China does. It's all about face.
Yeah.
So they will say, oh, look, we've got the lowest COVID infection numbers in the world.
Yeah.
And they just say that.
Oh, we have the highest life expectancy
Yeah,
in the
they
world.
just say, oh, look at our GDP numbers are this. They just say that. None of it is actually true. It can all be proven false.
These
how it
accounts
works.
are great examples, aren't they?
This is what the Chinese government does. This is a Chinese government organization, and they know that foreigners, if they see that the page has got a lot of followers, they'll take it more seriously. So what do? They invent the followers. They make them fake. They generate these followers. Those are not real followers. There are not 1.66854 people that actually follow this page. Those are all bots. They're all paid for. They're all nonsense.
It has 10 reviews.
It has 10, and you did look at some of the
keep going.
posts, right? Okay.
Keep going.
So we thought, here is a Chinese government Facebook page.
Okay, can I give people examples so they know like what to look out for here, right?
All right.
Our average episode of this show is about 150,000 views.
Okay.
Let's just go down. Let's make it super easy to say 100,000 views. Right?
Yeah.
100,000 views, right? No, we have 150,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's about like 75% of people. Actually, to make it easy, we do average 150,000 views and we have 150,000 subscribers. That means 100% of our subscriber base watches each episode, usually on average, right?
Plus minus.
Here you have 1.66 million. So we're talking 10 times our audience size. 10 times, right? And they have 79 people interact with their post.
And this is a week ago. This is like September the 1st. So we went to September the 1st post, which is, as we all know, today is like the September the 9th. So it's 9 days ago. And they had 79 likes and 2 shares on that post.
2 shares with 1.66 million followers.
And you know how this works, right? With a Facebook page, because we run some Facebook pages. When you make that post, it gets sent out to all those 1.66 whatever million. It comes up in their feed. All right? So you would expect at least maybe 5% at the very minimum people to interact with the post. Be like, oh, that's interesting, or I like it. That 79 is much less than 5% of 1.66 whatever million people.
It's 0.00000 goes on and on.
Sure. Pi, infinity.
It's less than pi infinity.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know what's even worse? I should have included one of these, but when they have the videos, you can actually see views. So this is shares. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, this is interactions, right? 2 shares.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe nobody wants to share it, right?
Yeah.
When they have ones with the views, we're talking some of these sub-100 views for 1.66 million people.
Yeah.
How, Facebook, have you not neutered this? This is wrong. It's breaking your terms of service.
Yes.
It's completely fake.
It's fabricated and fake.
And it doesn't have a state label.
Yeah. Anybody with any common sense could look at the numbers and immediately discern that it's fake.
Yeah.
Okay? That all these followers are bots, paid for, fakeness.
And I just hope people can walk away from this thinking this is not just social media. Mm-hmm. This is how China operates.
Yes.
Everything is a massage number to the point of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
It's crazy how wrong and fake it is.
Yeah. All you need to do is the Chinese government needs to know what you think is good, and then they will just put that out for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you say, I think that solar energy is good, they'll say, look, we have the largest amount of solar, energy per capita or per square inch or whatever, and they'll put it out there, but it's not true.
Yes.
They just come up with this stuff, right? And then if you ever try to dig deep into it, or if you actually question it, they're like, you're racist, or you're just a terrible person, or you're trying to smear China or something. They always come back with that nonsense rather than being honest about things.
Yeah. What I can say is that we can expect the Chinese government to be a piece of shit liar.
Yeah.
But social media companies in the West, please hurry up and get rid of this. Like
Yeah.
tomorrow, I want to see this dealt with. You have teams
Yeah.
of so many people that are allowing this to proliferate,
Yes.
and that's fake and not real,
Yes.
right? So,
Absolutely.
So deal with it.
Anyone who's got any contacts with Facebook or knows anyone with Facebook,
Deal with
please do something about this kind of thing. Please take a look at all of these Chinese government linked pages like this that have millions of followers or million
And the
plus.
sycophants and
Yeah.
the state media accounts that act like normal people and they work for CGTN.
Yes.
Look at them and deal with it.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to suffer this
No.
idiocy, right? We shouldn't have to, it's insulting
It is.
to deal with this, you know? And the problem is, you know, like all the shills going on these tours, they're like, oh, look at this big organization.
See, it's a huge cyclical thing, right?
Yeah. And they can
everything
use
works
it
on
to
that.
justify doing these things.
Why do you think China gets so much investment in stuff? It's because it's made up.
Yeah, because they
Everything's
can
made up.
say, look at all the high percentage of
Yeah.
returns you'll get. It's just made up. Yeah, just like this page.